Good morning, good afternoon to all my brothers and their lovely sisters. This week I got this correct. Last time I made a mistake. Anyway, first of all, let's point out the same technical issue. This time you can flex your backgrounds. I don't have an option, man. What is happening to Zoom? One time
See,
I have it.
that's called karma. See, last time you roasted me for my circular background. This time it's not working with you. See, that's why you shouldn't pick point others.
My God, yeah, I said. But anyway, I think for today this background will suit
I think I forgot to
for
open
the
my
upcoming
okay, never
topics.
mind.
For the upcoming topics, it's going to suit anyway. So I'll work with what I have. Anyway, how was your week?
Very peaceful. It was okay, not that bad, not so good, not too bad. It's okay. Finals are coming up, so getting geared up and getting ready for exams. What about you?
Me, a lot of things that happened. First of all, a lot of doctor trips. Because doctor means I went to the dermatologist because I have really bad skin. I got fungal infection. I got the between your two legs, that entire the ball sack and everything was getting itchy and everything, and my skin was getting crazy bad. So a lot of creams and everything I had to apply, and
One
then
second.
uh, what you call
Yeah.
what you call is then what happened was I started buying this powder, or my dad bought this for me. This freaking nice little powder.
Can't
It
see it's
has
blurred.
this
Because
cooling
it's
off.
blurred. We are not sponsored.
No, I don't know. It's automatically blurred, but anyway, it has this germ cool herbal stuff. Very good for absorb sweats and itchy things and everything. I put
Contact
this
mix if you want it.
I put this shit on my balls, and it was burning, but in a very nice way. It is actually, actually that freezing cold feeling on this. It was like I felt like I am on the cloud nine. Like it was amazing feeling. So actually, guys, you should
Wow.
put it down there. It's gonna make you feel good, really good.
Oh boy, this guy is experiments.
You know what then now the big part comes on Wednesday. What was the date? This Wednesday, I don't remember. But
23rd.
yeah, so I went and watched the new Batman movie. Let's just say it
How was it?
was an amazing, amazing, amazing movie. Uh, Better than Spider Man, way better than Spider Man. Now there are a lot of people who will say, "Oh, not go, you're
Yeah,
stupid."
I'm gonna say no, man. The Spider-Man
No,
movie was next level.
no, I'll say the Batman. If you go and watch it, and then say it. Well, I'll believe me, it is the best Batman. It is better. It is very similar to Christian Bale's Batman in terms of his fighting style, but the story is completely different, and the way they had taken the story, the way they introduced Batman. Again, number one, it's without the origin story. So when people go and watch this movie, first of all don't have any what you called pre assumptions, and start in the preconceived notions of, okay, Christian Bale's Batman was always the best Batman. Stop thinking anything. Just go and enjoy the movie for what it is. Okay. Firstly, that because this movie needs a lot of
Hmm.
patience. This movie has a lot of story and it starts very slow. It has everything has its moments. I can describe this movie as a way how to describe this best way. This movie is as if the director is making sweet love to the story that he has in his mind, and then the the movie that we see is their love child. Everything is so perfect. Now when I said it, sweet love. You can interpret it in however way you like what is your sweet love in your bed. That kind of weight is so damn good. This is pure love, out of pure love. You could see the cinematography is also good. Like the colors they applied, every scene has a deliberate reason it was put into the movie. Like every scene had a purpose. The music theme for each scene also matched. It was just a well thought out movie with, with the best story. It was more, it had more story than just a bunch of fighting scenes. It was a really good story. uh in today's nowadays, majority of the movies, sometimes even if they don't are not great, if put a hot actress inside, it's still like goes through the roof. In this movie they had one of the best looking actress for Catwoman. It's already in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler, everybody knows Catwoman is there. But
Right.
the thing is, even with having such a beautiful hot whatever adjectives use for this woman, the story was so beautiful in itself that your entire attention doesn't go on the actress. It goes more attention on the story. The story also is like, it has its moments of suspense. You don't get the story right away, you know even if you feel like you've reached to a certain extent, it confuses the audience. So it had great moments. So basically it's a detective type of story, because Batman is known for his detective skills also. So this is one movie that is actually this is one movie that is
Yeah.
actually looking into the detective aspect. Most of the Batman movies have never explored this realm. So this is one thing that you'll get to see, and it's a 3 hour long movie. You don't feel like it's a 3 hour movie. It's that good. But the problem was, I was so immersed in the movie, but I had to go to the washroom. So that washroom shit was there. So it kind of forced me out of the movie zone every once in a while. But if you have drained your drains and paid all your dues and properly sat, you will enjoy it.
We should have
Like
drained before, right?
I drained it,
There's
but
no interval in between.
I didn't. Unfortunately, this theater didn't give me the interval. So we had to sit
Oh,
straight for
okay.
3 hours. So when I did
Right.
the urge, it sucked me out of the zone. And the worst part is, I paid, my dad and me, I went with my dad, we paid for the premium seat. So we were already to the end. So I'm moving like this every moment. I'm like, I don't want to leave the theater. I'm controlling, like legit controlling the pace,
Nah.
man. And the thing was, we didn't even take popcorn and we didn't eat anything. We were like, okay, we'll get an interval, we'll go and have it. But we didn't get it. So literally, we were hungry and we were watching the movie when we were hungry, and I had to take a big piss. So what I want you to guys to do is go, be in the most comfortable state, and just get lost in it, because this movie requires full attention. Every dialogue, everything connects. The more, if you're not paying attention, you lose the essence of the movie. This movie requires a lot of attention. Yeah, so it was a well thought out movie. I was in love, and I will say one thing: I'm going to watch it again and again and again, and never get bored of it. And it's very promising, because what they are essentially doing is, most of the characters are still the first. The We already know, as per the trailer, that the main villain is the Riddler, but that also he's done in his early stage. And every villain and everything is going to develop later on. This whole universe is going to develop as the bat. And again, we already know, this is a open fact, that the Batman is doing his year two. Basically, it's his second year of being Batman, so he's not yet perfect Batman yet. So everything, Batman itself is developing, all his villains are also developing. So it's going to be uh in a whole arc. So there are going to be many sequels. I don't know how many sequels it will be. It's not going to be a trilogy. It could be more than 3 parts. You might have 5 parts, 6 parts, but whatever it is, the first part is so
Yeah.
promising that I think the next couple of movies that we go ahead with are going to be amazing. So that's my rant for the movie without spoilers. I was afraid I will spoil a lot of things, but yeah. And look, the movie is so dark.
Awesome.
The movie is so dark. though they gave it a parental PG-13, because there were some scenes that were, even though they blurred it, but you could still see a lot. Like just like my background, dark and blurry. Like that is the movie. It's a very dark tone. I've never seen a DC movie or any movie go so dark for a uh, not a children's movie. It won't say children's movie. It's a teenager movie. You could say it's an R-rated movie still. But yeah, it was good. Anyway, that's
Awesome. I better watch this movie, but I don't think it's where I'm living. It's on the cinema yet or not. I'm not sure. I'll get a check about it, but if it
it's
does come in, I will watch it.
it's already up. It was released
Yeah, I mean
here.
it's out, but over here, usually in my place, movies usually tend to come a little later than the city sites because I'm kind of in outskirts area.
It's true, but again, it was released most parts of the world between 3rd and 4th
Third
March.
and fourth of March.
Yeah,
Okay, then probably must be. I didn't check. I'm really busy and all.
yeah.
Don't have time to check all that.
You know what I did was when it came out. Firstly, I watched it on the these sites which they apparently have new movies, but some Donny goes in the theater and records it with the phone.
Yeah, cam version.
So
Yeah.
I actually watched already the whole 3 hours with that so-called Donny guy. This because I
You
couldn't
watched the
resist,
movie
and then
at
I go
home.
to the theater. I can watch again.
Arey, bro, what's the point?
I still loved it.
I mean, that's good, but I mean, the first experience should be in theater, which is like a real immersive experience. You get a really good sound and
But
all
the
that
thing was,
stuff.
it was so blurry that I didn't enjoy it when it was on this. So anyway, I had to go to the theater and experience the whole movie again, but proper
Yeah.
way. So it
You
kind of
watched it in the 3D version or a normal version?
I watched it in a normal version, but I tend to feel there's something different this time when I was in the theater. That I felt like the screen was 3D in some way, even though if I watched it normal, I feel like they have changed the screens. Nowadays, you can see 3D without glasses. Also, I felt like I was
Maybe.
watching. I felt like the screen was 3D. I just felt it. I don't know whether it's 3D or not because I didn't wear the glasses, but I just felt it was 3D, or maybe. And believe me, after I finished the movie, 3 hours, I get up and I'm going to rush to the toilet, and um, I felt dizzy, like literally from the steps, because I was so immersed. My head was like, uh, you get lost in the movie. It's that good. So when you get up in your real sense, your brain starts to come back to the reality. Your head starts spinning, and then you have to go down the stairs. It's like,
Hmm.
ooh, like it's
No, but I think that happens because you're sitting on the chair for so long and like it's completely pitch black and that there's just
mm,
one source of light coming directly to your eyes. And the moment you get up, your brain starts functioning because it's like probably half asleep.
it's like
And I can
like
hear an ambulance or a police passing by your house.
my you already know my apartment or my flat faces the main road. So Dubai is a busy city, a city that never sleeps. So ambulance
Yeah.
are
Oh,
going.
bro, for sure.
So, yeah, so this is one thing you can't help it. Unlike you, the different contrast layer somewhere in the outskirts, completely.
Yeah, it's completely away from everyone.
Mm.
Anyways, there was this thing recently, last week, I guess, or last week. There was this new season began for F1, and many people don't know about it, but Ferrari won, and I was kind of supporting Ferrari because this is the first time I'm kind of actually into Formula One because I never was interested in it until last year and thought it was cool. So this year's design of the cars, like I said in previous podcast, it's amazing, and Ferrari did a really good job in winning it. And so I'm waiting for the next version. So I think in this week or next week there's going to be another race in Saudi Arabia. Waiting for that, and kind of
Saudi, okay,
need yeah, in the Grand Prix or something like that. So I'm
not in
waiting
Abu
for that.
Dhabi.
I'm really excited about it. The first one was in Bahrain. The second one is in Saudi. I think the finals are going to be in Abu Dhabi, and maybe year two one with some races. But Abu Dhabi is set for the race, so I wish I can see that live. But I mean, I'm not that fond of F1, so I'm kind of maybe watch it. Try to find some online streaming services that I can watch it online.
Mm-mm. Man, I
So
can
that's
watch
what's
it live.
up.
Though Abu Dhabi right now has uplifted the bans to enter, but it's still a bit dicey. Certain things are like, should we go? Should we not go? That's the thing. That's the only.
The major issue is the ticket prices, bro. They'll be like around 200 dirhams.
Speaking of Ferrari, I think a lot of people when they will visit here in the UAE, they should visit the Ferrari world because it is everything about
Ferrari
Ferrari,
World.
from F1 cars to everything about Ferrari. It's amazing. I think there's one activity that is related to F1 only, the paddock, where you they check how fast can you replace the tires because after the race they have to.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's something, that's a good activity down there. You should try, or anybody who is willing to try that can try that. See how fast you can change the wheels. It gives you a sense of perspective that how really these guys do things on track. You know, so that's one thing. Then they have the world's fastest roller coaster, and that too outdoor. I think Dubai has the indoor one. They just developed somewhere. I just read it. They have the indoor roller coaster in Dubai, world's fastest indoor roller coaster. I don't know. I have to check it out. I just read a headline somewhere about Dubai. Is I think it's in Motion Gate. I don't know for sure. So I have to do a bit of a Google search. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and what else? Yeah, today I was just scrolling down Google on my phone, and the phone has these articles and different news articles, everything under the Google, yeah, Google search and on the mobile.
Yeah.
So apparently it was from Indian Times, this newspaper article. Was telling that scientists have this theory, or they speculate that just like this is a universe, there's something called anti-universe where time goes backwards. So I'm gonna have a look
Time
in.
goes backwards.
Yeah, so maybe if it's a 24 hours, so it starts from 24 hours and it goes to 13. Basically anti-clockwise. Who knows? Because
So there's another universe with that kind of a time.
that it could be possible. Why I will tell you that it's possible. So now this is something a lot of people don't know, or people will be knowing also. A place called CERN in Switzerland.
Yeah.
What they're essentially doing is you guys can research about this. This is something very scientifically good, scientifically fascinating. Is that they have dug in pretty deep underground a circular tube, a circular tube, okay, and they say that
Yeah.
everything in this universe, what something is matter, and there's an antimatter. So matter means all the physical things, and antimatter means something that is non-physical particles. The same thing goes for gravity. They say that there's gravity and anti-gravity, that is negative energy. So the same thing, these uh, matter and antimatter. So these two particles have been crushed with high speeds, and they say they can open. Now, basically, this you will tell me I'm crazy, but these kind of scientific projects do have some weird shit around along with it. Because why would you be crushing this matter and this matter? There has to be some reason. So the reason
Yeah.
is to open portals. And recently in Hollywood movies, they're showing a lot of portal openings from one dimension. Something is coming out. A lot of teleportation and
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
why they're showing that. Essentially, this is the next phase which they are trying to essentially do, is because there are dimensions along with us. Believe it or not, if if you're religious, you might even believe that you have angels next to us. uh, and there again, we don't say ghost because there's no such thing as lost souls, but there are other spiritual beings also that live along with us, but you don't see them. But why don't you see them? But because they're in a different dimension. But all of that dimension are adjacently to, are in the same, like, same vicinity. Like how we are neighbors, like you're in one house, your door is locked, but your neighbor is living in the next home, even though you don't see them, but they are there. The same thing is that there's this dimension, there's something that, there's a barrier that separates the dimensions, but they are there. Unfortunately, I don't know, something, this physic it's very weird that this physical dimension cannot see the other dimension. But the weird thing is that the metaphysical dimension can actually see us. It can actually see us, can even sometimes physically harm us without actually coming into this dimension. And believe it or not, most of these metaphysical things that if they come in our dimension have to take forms, human form, animal form. They cannot essentially take their true forms. It's not possible, but that doesn't sustain them. That doesn't sustain them in this realm. Get what I'm saying? They have to come in that kind of a shape, materialistic shape, to be in this dimension. So these are things of a lot of discussion. It goes into a lot of, some things are conspiracies, some things are real, and something needs to be proven. But why would you think that this is happening on antimatter and matter, and why is it crushing? There has to be something now. It has nothing to do with normal science. It has to do with something metaphysical. And
Hmm.
it's an open article. You guys can just Google it about CERN. And this project has been done for a long time. It is not something recent. It's been done for a very long time. So it's an open secret that what they are doing is something weird. And believe it or not, there are even secret societies that that speak with the metaphysical things, and end up, most of our scientific technologies, if you start seeing and start thinking that it's not just human mind is capable of thinking, but also you have to also understand there's certain kind of knowledge that we human beings can never possess that easily. There has to be some sort of inspiration. A lot of things
Yeah.
are being inspired. Like, I mean, there's a lot of examples that you have to go to research and give some examples. Nothing comes on top of my head, but like this, even speaking about black hole, think about Albert Einstein. Regardless, he's a genius. But think about this: this man is sitting in his room and then ends up, talking about black hole and everything. There has to be something that gave inspiration. You can't just come up with things like this. You human being cannot just make something up. You have to have evidence. You have to have some kind of inspiration. You have to get some idea from something. No?
Hmm.
So there are things that you give credit to the man, but you have to also think there is an origin to his story or his findings. There has to be some origin. You can't just blatantly say that he's intelligent. No doubt he's intelligent, but there has to be something. So that's one thing. And even the Nikola Tesla is also a weird guy. If there's things about him also, I
Elon
was,
Musk.
huh?
Elon Musk.
Not Elon Musk, Nikola Tesla.
Acha, okay.
That guy was also a scientist, yeah, big scientist. Again, loner. The more loner you are, it begs the question how you get certain. People will say, "Huh, he was just smart." Smartness is okay. Like everybody is smart, but coming up with certain things requires some inspiration. You just can't come up with things and make up stuff.
Hmm.
Like even think about gravity. Think about gravity. And gravity is the biggest example, and it's very easy. Isaac Newton. How did he come to know about gravity? The simplest inspiration was the apple falling from the tree. But he saw that, yeah, that it was an inspiration for him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing just comes up from thin air. You can't just make anything from thin air. You have to see. I'm when I'm doing this podcast, why I'm doing this, I'm seeing a lot of people, I'm getting inspired. There's everything that you do in life has something has influenced you. A subtle thing, like just an apple falling from the tree, can be a something, can make you discover something big, or something magnificent happened in your life that shifted you to do certain things. So that's something. See, I didn't even plan to talk about this. We just put it in the episode. Yeah. What else is there that you would like to share?
Oh, okay. I was like just listening. I thought your topic is still on.
No.
Uh, I have, I actually have nothing to share.
Yeah, because you're so damn busy with your examinations and your.
Yeah, I can't do anything. That's why I'm here, obviously.
Yeah. Basically, for you now, today's nowadays the last couple of podcasts is just to run away from your responsibilities and just enjoy for a while, and then get back to work.
Nah,
Anyway,
it's not about running away from response. It's just that it's so much going on that I don't get time to,
no, 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 no.
put some
I'm saying that this
information for this.
this podcast just makes you relax from the things that's going on for you, and then you can
Yeah,
attend to it later. That's what I'm saying. So it's basically for you. Just nowadays is just sit back, relax. Me taking the reins and going ahead.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. I think pretty much the whole this episode was basically to talk about the powder and to talk about Batman. That's the whole thing I planned. I literally planned to talk
Awesome.
about how I feel after wearing this, and then I made sure that I watched Batman this week. I made sure because I said this is the only two things I can talk about. I said what else can I talk about? I said powder. What great thing else can I talk about? I said okay, let's go watch the Batman movie and make a review out of it. So two things are done, and then we talked about some supernatural stuff. Anyway, I think we will end it here because now we're just drifting away random topics. We
Yeah,
I delivered what has to be delivered for today. I think the thumbnail would be the Batman poster, and
yep.
I mean I ended up liking one of the music in it. The first time I liked, I'm not into like honestly, I'm not into songs. I'm not into
Hmm.
songs. I'm not into the music industry. A lot of people will be surprised. Uh, I don't follow any music artist, nothing. But when I do like a song, I just listen to a song. It depends. I don't know some. I don't even know what kind of song I like. It's like anything just that fits fits my predicament of motivates me or it just fits my personality. I think I kind of get drawn to that, regardless of what kind of type it is. So
Yeah.
one thing they played, I later came to know they played a famous song inside. His name is Nirvana, and they played the song "Something in the Way." Gonna have a listen to it. It was very good. That's what I said. They played it so perfectly into that movie that song fit the narrative of the movie. So which is very smart. And they released a deleted scene also. The deleted scene, without giving who is in it, the deleted scene was so good that even the movie was so great that even without the scene, it was so good. But if they had put that scene in, it would have made the story even clearer or more better. But I think the director decided why to cut it off, and this is my theory. And I think a lot of people think this is that they already have the main villain as Riddler, and the other villain that they kind of gave hint to is also very is an A class villain in the Batman. Uh, this so I think if they showed him, then the spotlight of the main villain will go down. So I think because there were already a lot of villains already inside, like not the A class villains, but the Penguin, the the common the Falcons, and already a lot of things were there. So
Yeah.
The director felt like, it would take away the spotlight. So that's one thing. And the new Avatar movie is also coming. Sequel finally. I like that
I've
movie.
never watched that movie. I've never watched that movie.
Go and watch it. Go and watch it. It's one. It is apparently it was one of the best movies up till Avengers 2, Avengers Infinity War, when it hit the record. That's the only movie that broke the record. So almost after 10 15 years, someone broke it. So it was a damn good movie. Again, good story, adventure, fun. Although you got the plot towards the end, like in the 15 16 minutes, but it was the CGI was good for a 2009 movie. It came in 2009 when CGI was not at a great point, at that best age. James Cameron, the Titanic's director, made the movie, perfected CGI. He was the one who perfected that CGI. That's why you have the Planet of the Apes and everything came later on. That became better through CGI. The facials, not the CGI, I would say.
Okay.
Uh, most of the movies right now have this. You can change a human into anything through those facial recognition cameras, and they make you wear certain suits of that
Yeah.
being that they want you to make into. So it's like a motion capture, not just CGI, motion capture. So he made motion capture and CGI to a whole new level by 2009, because you'll actually feel like that 2009 movie is a movie of 2013,
Hmm.
like that kind of production they made it. So they made it so damn good. So in terms of creativity, in terms of cinematography, again, I want to learn some words I can't pronounce. Bear with
It's
me.
okay.
Uh, so everything was so good. Uh, of course, the story was cliche about colonialism, but in a different sense that the humans colonized a planet, not a planet, basically as a moon, one of the moons of Jupiter. It was called Pandora. It's an imaginary world, and so great. Have to watch it. If you didn't, it's better you watch it because the movie is just coming around the corner. It got postponed for so many years. The part two, so he was trying to make two, three, four, and five together.
Yeah.
And next movie is completely underwater. So motion capture underwater, which is even hard. So again, a new technological breakthrough he's doing. That's just gonna be good. So they said the first trailer will be released when Doctor Strange's multiverse of madness is gonna happen.
I'm waiting for that. That's an amazing movie. I can already tell.
Honestly, I'm a Marvel fan. Other than Spider-Man, I
I'm
haven't.
I'm more of a Marvel than a DC, so I kind of enjoy more Marvel
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. But I don't know. A lot of people will agree to this fact that DC is an older than Marvel, which means
Yeah.
DC came first. And most of what DC has made characters like, if the best villain is Darkseid, the ultimate villain. If you just look at Darkseid and compare to Thanos, Thanos is a cheap version, and literally I would say Thanos is a cheap version of Darkseid,
Hmm.
because it's they made the same the physical appearance is exactly the same. You can see the difference. Only certain the outfit they have changed, but it looks the same. But regardless, I think Darkseid is more. I did a bit of a research, and I feel like Darkseid is more powerful than Thanos. Even though, forget only the Infinity Goblet that they gave the Time Stone and all that shit. If you remove that goblet, uh, Darkseid is even powerful. But again, there are some theories that suggest that Darkseid is even more stronger because he has an avatar. He's a fifth dimensional being. So if he brings Thanos in his real realm, then basically he's indestructible. Like Darkseid is indestructible. Thanos will get destroyed like hell. DC has, again, I would admit that DC has more better villains comparatively. Joker is amazing. Riddler is amazing. Uh, Batman has the best villains comparatively. Then Superman has, Lex Luthor and all. But Lex Luthor is like the evil version of, you could say, Iron Man, like someone rich with a lot of money. Uh, but only difference is his main purpose is to destroy Superman because he's jealous of Superman. That's why. So a lot of things are there. So basically, Marvel copied a lot of heroes and then they change heroes and villains and then change it up a bit. They tweaked it a bit. Like I feel Iron Man is a cheap ripoff of Batman. Same thing they said. You're rich, this and that. But I would say like uh, he's more charismatic in this. Batman is a bit not that. He pretends to be charismatic. The Bruce Wayne persona, he pretends to be that. That's the difference. Whereas Iron Man is he's just he doesn't pretend to be a Iron like he doesn't pretend to be that he's a rich playboy or this persona. He is very original. You could say that's the only
Yeah.
difference. But in terms of what do you call intellect, Bruce Wayne slash Batman is more intelligent. In terms of fighting, Batman is more stronger because he knows every single martial arts known to man. You can read that.
True, but if I'm watching a movie, I wouldn't watch it on the basis of who's better in what terms. I would watch it
I'm
as an entertainment
I'm just
basis,
I'm
not an
just
analytical basis.
I'm just sharing what I like. I'm just sharing what I like.
You're going more into the analytical part than what you like.
I'm just trying to prove to you that DC is better than Marvel. Simply.
I don't care. I like Marvel, and I will always say that Marvel is better than DC. So you can't really convince me in that part.
But even if I love DC, I love it because of Batman. I like it because of Flash. I like it because of Superman. Aquaman is also very good for me. I like these heroes. Uh, FUCK to Wonder Woman. I don't care. It's like it's just it's I don't know. I just don't
No.
even though it's like the only I don't know why they made that hero he put it inside or to give women empowerment. Yeah, but then it doesn't it doesn't fit right there. It doesn't fit right there. This is how I feel. This is how I feel. It's my opinion. Even though our episodes are not getting that many views, so I doubt no one's gonna comment anyway. So I can say whatever I want. Yeah. Okay. Let's end it here. We had a good episode today, and I think when are we gonna shoot next? Because I think you're gonna be a bit busy for the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, so we'll be back on probably 8th of April or 9th of April, something like that.
8th of April, 9th of
Second
April,
week of April.
2nd week of April. Okay. Till then, I hope a lot of people are seeing. We are working really hard, and see you in the next week. Like, share, and subscribe before I forget it because I always forget this line. I only remember my, I only remember my, I only remember my intro, but I always forget to do the outro because I'm always, I don't want to come, I don't like to complete the episode, but then I have to always remember that a lot of people are not seeing at the moment. Why should I break my head on my face? Uh, okay. Anyway, so goodbye. Like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy.
See ya.